Let's do a good one for Pedram today, huh?
Pedram watches.
Pedram.
No, it's his birthday, right? Is that what you're saying?
Happy birthday!
Yes.
Who else is
Pedram?
This is a perfect birthday present for Pedram.
That's what I was thinking.
Would that be the
He's gonna
Devil's
love
Backbone?
Yeah.
Yes, Eric, that would be it.
Interesting. Funny you mention it because that's the movie we're talking about this week. Hey everyone, welcome back.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Ben, you're on mute, just so you know. Let's not get into one of those again. But
I can hear myself eating, so I assume you can hear me eating.
Okay.
What do you got
That's
there?
not going to work for
An
anyone.
issue in the past, so.
Anyway, how long did you say we had to go before we got good at this, Travis?
200 episodes.
All right.
Okay. Well, we're
If we
not
make
quite
it that
there
far.
yet. This is The Devil's Backbone, our 23rd movie of our history. And The Devil's Backbone was made in 2001 by Guillermo Del Toro.
He makes movies.
Yes. Critically acclaimed.
Academy
World famous director. Academy Award winning director.
In Brazil.
Pretty much coming off his hit Kronos. But in Brazil, he's Mexican.
He's Mexican.
I love the idea of that.
So yeah, that was my pick. I don't know if you want me to get into why I picked it or.
Yeah, please.
I would love.
God bless it.
Well, honestly, I just looked up a list on IMDb of underrated movies when this came up, and I saw that it was by Guillermo Del Toro, and I really have always loved Pan's Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that this one came out before it, so I figured, why not? Give it a try. It sounded interesting. I obviously enjoyed it somewhat and thought it might be a good talking point for tonight.
I like that Guillermo del Toro says this is the older brother to Pan's Labyrinth little sister. Or wait, yeah.
It's like
it's the predecessor.
Not at all.
It's the predecessor. Predecessor. What do you mean you don't agree with that? What do you mean?
This is not even on the same.
It's a predecessor. Pan's Labyrinth is an evolution.
Guillermo del Toro, is he okay as a person? Is he all right?
He's obsessed with monsters. I heard him speak one time about how he loves monsters and how he likes the good of monsters or something like that. It's a really interesting.
The modern H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the thing with this movie is the monster is not the bad guy.
Right.
It never is. The monster is never the bad guy.
That's so sick.
For him,
That's Shape of Water. He did Shape of Water, right? Yeah. Yep. So I like. Hellboy. He does them all.
That's right.
Well, once I get into it, I'm gonna shut the fuck up this week. I was a little much last week. You guys go ahead. I'll sit back.
I do have a question though. I was seeing the text flooding in on my watch, and I was wondering what was meant by Eric likes to see children in compromising situations or something like that.
Yeah.
What was the other example of this?
Monos.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course. Okay. Sorry.
AI also you could say. Little Haley
but that wasn't in Spanish.
Wasn't
it's important that it has to be Latino children.
I forgot that, Zach.
I have to keep my kids away from you, Eric.
Yeah. I'll put him in a revolution.
He said doctor in a Hispanic voice. I almost lost it. He went, doctor! And I was like, oh, no, doctora. Add one more syllable.
I didn't pick up on that. That's funny.
Fucking Christ, I had a flashback. That was PTSD, brother.
I didn't think about that until you guys brought it up, so there might be something.
There's something. I'm looking into your psychology here, my man. Did something happen? Did you get trapped somewhere or...
Too many NBC News stories about
with like telenovela blasting in the background. Like
I think you've read one too many Billy Mumphrey stories.
No, I don't know. I think it's just a coincidence, honestly.
Yeah, it's gotta be. You old dog.
Man, I do like war. I like war movies. I mean, I guess they're both kind of war.
Okay.
I think my least favorite part about the movie with the war aspect was that the were they considered the side that they were aligning with? Were they considered the Reds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like how those guys that left the kid that were the like Reds soldiers or whatever, or rebel part of the rebel whatever. They got as far as the fucking town, the closest town during that entire time that the kid was there. Like that felt a little far fetched.
What do you mean?
Well, I think that's where they were based at. They were fighting in that area.
Oh, I thought they were fighting somewhere else completely, and like he got caught on the way out. But like, why would? Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense.
I think it's.
I am surprised that nobody likes this movie. I really liked it. I thought
I didn't think it was horrible.
Who's decided?
No one
Yeah,
said.
I don't know where that came from. I really just want to. My whole thing, and I can't commit to the bit, but I wanted to come in here and I say, and to be Eric today, and I could say, oh, I'm sure I need a 12-minute scene of some kid getting water. I'm sure that's a great idea for a movie. oh, look, he has a slingshot. Oh no! Oh my gosh! But I can't commit to it. But I really wanted to do that. I thought the movie was fine. I don't think there's, a little too much reading for me, but.
I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't think it was a good movie. I thought it was middle of the road. It was a fine watch. I didn't have any problems with it, but
Get out of bed when you talk. What are you doing?
I mean, I think to me,
Charlie Bucket's grandpa.
To me, the Guillermo Del Toro saying that this was the big brother and Pan's Labyrinth was the newer, better, more improved child is he had to make this, I think, to get to Pan's Labyrinth. Without
That's what I was thinking.
There's no Pan's Labyrinth.
Wait. So was this his what did he? Was this his first movie?
Chronos, which I haven't seen, was his first like acclaimed movie, and then this, and then a couple other things, and then
this. And
I was thinking of that, seeing it out of order because we've seen his what you would call for his set what we'd consider his masterpieces. And if I saw this movie without any prior knowledge of what he ended up doing later, I probably would not have given it as much time of day as I did when I watched it. Is how I was thinking about it. I don't think it's as good as his later movies that are more established and better recognized, but I think it needs to exist. Like you can see that he's developing something here.
I literally said that this, without him directing this might have been a really, really bad movie. But the fact that he's so good at being creepy and he's great at makeup and costume, like puppetry and all that shit. But I feel like
did he write this too?
This was lacking some of that. Yeah. I feel like he needed more. Like it wasn't creepy enough. Like there was the one creepy guy, but it could have been way scarier. Like it wasn't that scary at all.
Well,
I wanted it to be more. It was just dark.
I thought it was gonna be a scary movie when I read that list. That's how they framed it. Like,
it was.
It's funny. It's funny what movies they'll label as horror movies. Like it's literally labeled as a horror movie.
They mislabel shit all the time, dude.
Just really quickly, I wanted to say, here's how I know this guy is like he's got a screw loose. It's not because he's obsessed with monsters. It's because for no reason at all, this woman has a tie-on prosthetic leg and has like that's just like.
Oh, but they paid that off though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do pay it off, but
I agree, Nick. I thought the same thing.
You could do it. I don't know. I feel like he likes.
I thought the same thing.
They're trying.
Oh yeah,
really
she's got
hard.
a missing leg.
They're trying really hard to show how war torn these people were.
Yeah, I mean, again, I get it, but I think it's there for kind of the shock jock value there. Like,
because don't get me wrong,
freak show.
Jacinto
he's
getting it on with the older woman was a little much for.
Okay. Was that the whole time? I'm just like, that's not Eli Roth, but that's the Jew bear. Yeah. Like that's him.
It looks just like him.
Does look like him. Yeah.
Hispanic bear Jew. Like I had to look it up.
100%.
The woman looked familiar too, but she's not anything I recognized either.
This was I wanted it to be better, man. Like at first I was like, "Oh, this is creepy," and then it kind of, how I am. This was just a very dark, like just like you're just guys just murdering kids and like wasn't a
guy was.
Yeah, but it was an accident. It wasn't
the old guy was an accident. 'Cause he's
The old
abused.
guy's in all his movies.
I was gonna say the old guy
that old
probably
guy
was my
rocks.
favorite character.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
Casares, the doctor.
He's the Paul Newman of Mexico.
Yeah, there you go.
What's his break
So
like?
true.
Very fitting.
So
Yeah,
true,
he
mama.
break.
He's the
what do you
king
guys
of the.
think about
He's the
him?
king. What?
Do you guys think about him drinking that shot of embalming
stuff.
fluid?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you got
not what that
nothing better
was.
to
It
do.
was. That's not what that was. It was really old rum with a baby.
Well, it's very
fetus in it.
clear why he drank it is because he pretty much says, "Old guys that, yeah, exactly. I can't get my dick up, and I'll try anything. I'm so desperate."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it was serving as embalming fluid, Ben. That's
Jamie, Trey Ball.
Not the same thing.
Don't,
I think
was
you're
a-
both.
argue semantics.
This was
Let
it was
ride.
He said it was a spiced rum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
But it
saying.
had a fucking
It's-
corpse in it.
It's
I didn't say what it was. It had a corpse.
I
in it.
understand
you can
what
get
you're getting
spiced
at,
rum at Costco.
but there is a difference between embalming fluid and
I'm
that.
aware, Ben.
Right.
No, but Zach is right. It is acting sort of as an
Right. No, I understand that's what he's.
It's a
getting at.
preservative
Yeah.
It's
with a
preserving
dead
liquid.
child in it.
Yeah,
And you don't
that's
drink that.
So
I really still don't understand the significance.
Good.
What does that sickness have to do with the story? I wonder.
So
It's
Oh.
about the bad guy, obviously.
I think it was about the poverty and the hardships is why he told the story. Because he basically said, if you believe in a ghost and a phantasma, there's scientific reason for it. And he said he showed the devil's backbone, and he said this is just because of poverty and poor genetics or whatever the hell he said.
Poor medicine, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. And these were all poor kids. Yeah. Okay. So it's like the hardships of the poor
It was
kids.
not a
Yeah.
fun watch. I wasn't having fun, guys. Oh,
what the fuck?
what the fuck?
This is
What?
together mode, people.
Look at Nick, you look great there.
I mean,
I think that was my biggest problem with the movie was that it's called The Devil's Backbone, but it was originally supposed to be a Mexican movie about like a Mexican revolution and the devil's
really?
like mountain range. Then when it was like set to the Spanish Civil War and done in Spain, he just kept the title and threw that in there, which I kind of agree it didn't really tie into the story as much overall. I don't really. I mean, it served some plot device, but it didn't really. It wasn't like the theme of the movie. It wasn't like this whole devil's backbone thing.
why would the devil's backbone tie into the Mexican?
Because
He's
that's
saying
what.
there's a
the
mountain range that's called that. Well, that was it. So it sounds like that would have been like a double entendre or triple entendre, but now he just went with the one or two.
I think, I don't even think he would have had the little devil's spine. Like, it probably would have been a completely different story. I think he changed it a bunch, but he kept the title and kind of forced that in. I don't know.
I really like the concept of. I just thought it was really interesting, just having that bomb in the middle.
Yeah,
like
that was cool.
it's just it created a false sense of suspense for the beginning. Like pretty much anytime you saw it, you're like, "There's a bomb there."
Bomba.
Could go off anytime.
Bomba clock.
But of course, the bomb goes off inside. Like it.
Yeah, right. True. I didn't even think about that.
They're like standing next to the bomb, but the threat is inside.
I can't believe you killed that hot chick, man. I was so mad, dude. Like, that guy was such a piece of shit.
Yeah, she was cute.
She was so cute.
She's taken. You saw that ring?
Oh, dude, she was taken. That
She
fucking,
liked her little orphan boys.
that fucking Cohiba.
That was Eric in the movie.
That reminded me of the kid that died in that fucking Irish movie or Scottish movie.
Oh no.
Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah.
Barry O'Keegan or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he kind of reminded me of him.
Should have won all the awards. Didn't.
I figured I'd ask Isola.
Figured I'd ask, and I knew the answer would be this, and I knew
he kind of looked like him, and that whole interaction with the older girl, that kind of made me think about him a lot.
Mm-hmm. Could see that.
That boy go. That boy.
I mean, it wasn't as bad as I was kind of hinting at. I actually, I didn't have a problem watching the movie. I was a little worried, when it said horror, that I might not be able to even get through it.
Well, now you have to watch Starship Troopers. So.
No, I still don't want to watch Starship Troopers.
This was satanic. What do you care more about, Satan or the Nazis? Nazis' revolution is over, dude. Satan's still reigning.
It's just the gross killing and shit in Starship Troopers.
Gross killing. This dude murdered children.
Literally, the point of this podcast is now that Ben has to watch Starship. It's the exact reason we do this. It's a movie he needs to watch, but won't.
Drop the project.
Why do I need to watch it?
It's great.
Better than this movie.
I disagree.
Every episode we're gonna do this.
I don't think I need to know though. There's just some curtains I don't need to see behind.
This was one of them, and you chose it.
This podcast is about pulling back the curtain.
Eric chose it.
You accepted it.
I accepted it reluctantly.
That's every movie you've ever seen in your life that you didn't put on yourself.
In between snake wranglings.
You love snake wrang. Okay. Your penis, we know, come on. You can't call your penis. All right, dude. So, yeah, man.
Oh.
What the was that? You all right?
I was just choking on that. I did like their gratuitous use of the word fag.
Yeah, that was good. Your shit. You said your shit, fag.
It's a great.
Maricón.
I wrote that down.
How do you say fuck in Spanish?
I don't know.
Honestly, you could say it's a lot of places translated different. It seems like they were using mierda.
Because they said it. And
I thought that was shit.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. There's not really a good translation for fuck in Spanish. Carajo. Sometimes people use. That. Or mierda.
Say it how you really say it. Don't say it like a white guy to us.
Carajo.
Thank you. Carajo. It sounded like a fucking car, dude. We know you're better than that.
Ay, marica, carajo.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd buy a Carajo. A Carajo 650.
A Toyota Carajo.
Dude, I love a good Carajo. Those things move.
Those things are good.
They got four-wheel.
Chevy Carajo.
Yeah. I think this was just kind of not as good as it could have been simply because it was one of his earlier movies, man. Like, I think it was just lacking some substance. It was just kind of like,
I watched like 3 shots of this movie and said, oh, that's why Guillermo Del Toro's famous.
Yeah, I agree. There was some cool shit. But
I got bumped in the head. I got bumped in the head, and I drowned. Oh
no! And the movie surrounded around that, yeah.
That's a new story.
Did you like it, Eric? Have you said anything about it?
I mean, it's hard to get a fucking word in on this stupid ass podcast.
No, it is.
No, I mean, I liked it. Like, I won't get my score yet, but you know what I think I like subtitle movies is like you have to engage. Like, you can't look from. And it it forces you to and I think it adds another layer of like being into the movie. You know what I mean? You're fully engaged. Like, I tried rewatching it. Like, I did throw it on again last night because I watched this like 2 weeks ago.
All right, so I have a request then. Why don't you just watch every movie with subtitles on? Because I felt like you did not get engaged into some of the movies I asked you to watch. And yet you're watching one that forces us to engage.
Because they speak English, so I don't have a choice.
Why did you answer that, Eric?
Well, that is a good point. For the next Ben movie, I'm gonna see if it's dubbed in another language, and then I'll watch
remember Desi said that? Remember Desi
said
that about Dark? He watched it in Italian with English subtitles or something.
No,
because he wanted to learn it. He was learning Italian.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
By watching a German, it's just like
that was strange. But I do wonder if
I watch a lot of stuff with subtitles on, even in.
Oh, Sam, Amanda and we have to keep the TV so fucking low.
Sometimes audio mixing is fucking terrible in movies, and you're just like, what are they? I can't hear what they're saying, so I just put it on too.
And you know what? I watched this at work, and I used my headphones, and I swear to God, the sound in this movie was fucking amazing. The sound in itself was like a fucking roller coaster ride. If you had like weak sound watching this movie, you didn't get the full experience.
Yeah.
I think so, huh?
I do think so. The sound was key question here. It was key.
Surround sound.
Okay, if you say
experience.
so.
I kind of agree with Wyatt that like the more fantastical elements that you'll see later on in Pan's Labyrinth were like lacking in this one. Like he just went with the ghost kid, and that like I don't know. Like I feel like he didn't go all the way with like making it scary because like you saw the ghost like during the day, which is not that scary.
Yeah.
He had that one scene where like I don't remember what's happening, but like he ends up in the closet and he just like does a jump scare, like, and you know it's coming when he like looks at the hole. But then he like after that he's never really afraid of him. So it was just kind of like I don't want to say it was half-assed, but I just don't feel like he had
this was
other movies.
Well,
this was Seinfeld season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth is season 7, 8, and 9. The crazy is kicked up. The bad guy Hansito or whatever, Jaycito, him killing the woman was like the general guy killing the guy's son in Pan's Labyrinth. But that was turned up to like a fucking 11. That was fucking disturbing.
Yeah, the Pan's Labyrinth wine bottle face bashing is one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen.
Yeah, seriously, it is.
It's another movie I don't think I'm ever gonna watch.
Guess what I've never seen?
You have an issue, Ben.
Pan's Labyrinth?
I have an issue with not needing to watch disgusting violence.
That's the only disgusting part in the movie.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, you could fast forward through that scene and not need to see that, but the rest of the movie is good.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Fuck.
Just the idea that you can't get out of your comfort zone for 2 seconds.
I just did to watch this movie.
This is a mypillow.com. This is no
I agree.
problem.
It wasn't scary at all. That's why I'm saying, like, why was it even labeled a horror movie?
Yeah, but that's a lot of movies are labeled things, and you're just this is going to be your response no matter what. No matter what, like
it's still a horror, but it was so.
I don't like horror.
Realistic.
I did not like this movie. Like I don't like violence for like killing kids. Like great, super duper. Like, but I fucking watched it. So watch something out of your comfort zone, like.
But I think we discussed this before, Ben. Like you're okay with gore.
Okay, but you're gonna have the same fucking problem with every movie we bring up. Like if it's labeled something, they might be mislabeled. You know, like they literally
tough
this
to
is
label.
A horror simply because of violence. They labeled it a horror for some reason. You know what I mean?
You're talking about there's a ghost.
The ghost was the good guy.
More of a thriller.
I know, but ghost. What do you label a ghost movie? Supernatural thriller?
I said
maybe
supernatural, violent, gory.
Well, I feel like they should have a difference between a scary movie and horror movie.
This wasn't a horror movie.
Right.
It was
like this, I would label maybe a scary movie.
Yeah, that's
not
what
a
I'm
horror
saying.
Movie.
That's why I'm so like turned off by labels because they're fucking idiots. They don't know what they're, you know what I mean? Like when people label, they don't know what they're labeling it as.
I'm not disagreeing with you about that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know why this was labeled a horror movie. There's other quote unquote horror movies or scary movies that have been labeled that.
Don't worry, I'm emailing the Screen Actors Guild right now.
Well, you know, another thing I wanted to mention, by the way,
there to answer your call.
Yeah, they are.
I wanted to mention one other thing, which it struck me. I got off. I didn't rewind. I should have because I was just kept thinking about it. In that era, can you imagine growing up and a group of kids? Like imagine us as children, and we all are waiting patiently for some guy to say, "Okay, you can eat now." We used to. People in positions of authority when we were kids, it was like
had breakdowns.
Like I'll come on the table instead of listen to you. And these kids are like, well, we can't eat until Papa says so, kind of thing.
Can't
like,
eat our milk and
that's
bread.
some old bullshit. I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find any scenario like that these days where they're like, okay, let's do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
They used to raise them right.
Yeah, no kids got no respect these days. That kind of thing.
Oh God, dude. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for more, man. I was a little. It fell a little flat for me.
Were you engaged with the story overall?
I wouldn't say. I think that I. Say what?
Well, like, were you curious about like, oh, what's this ghost? Like, who did Jaime or whatever the kid's name kill him, or like, like I felt like it had some pretty good like.
Did you all think it was Carlitos who was the killed one for a while? Were you supposed to kind of think that or no?
I thought that Jaime killed Santi at first.
I think that's what you're supposed to think.
Yeah, you're supposed to think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about the main kid, I thought it was him. Are you saying
that fell on him?
I thought he was the one they sort of showed in that first flashback.
Yeah, same. So did I.
For a while.
Yeah.
I have a question. I lost the question.
I just want to say real quick that I thought Jacinto was a really good. I like that actor a lot. I thought like I just was waiting to see how like he got killed in the end.
That's for sure. I agree, Eric. Yeah, he did.
Was that a good payoff for his death? I thought they could have done a little better on that.
I wanted more. Phantasmistic.
Yeah,
it didn't want to scare you.
What did you think about the ghost opening the door for them of the doctor?
That was the best part of the entire movie. That whole thing with that guy. Was he a ghost the whole fucking time?
Now, actually, I have a question about that.
Oh, geez, what?
That was my thought at the end. He may have been a ghost. Like this was the Sixth Sense. He was Bruce Willis at the time.
Who are we talking about here?
The old
man.
Now,
doctor.
He alone is, if he's a ghost, then I think everyone is a ghost in this movie.
Oh, jeez.
But I don't want to go down. But there was a point when the director shows him, and it shows him like feeling his knuckles, and it's like a foreshadowing of when he's dead. And he said the old man, when he was like tough, even when he's dead, I had to break his knuckles to pry the gun away. Pretty much is what he was saying.
Well, right, but he was dead. That was
right. So rigor mortis said it. But I'm saying there was a shot where he was literally like feeling his knuckles. I was like, well, what would be the point of that?
And you know how they allude to that? Like, I don't know. I think the woman says it. Are we all ghosts? Like, sometimes I wonder if we're all ghosts all the time or whatever she said. Like,
ghosts
we're
of war.
Dead. What's that?
Ghosts of war.
Sure. What I was wondering, I don't think they all were ghosts. I think anybody that was able to leave the premises was not a ghost, but potentially because you never see the woman or the man leave. There's just like at the end, Jacinto, or I guess it's the old man, whoever at the end in the shadow, and it has the shot with like he's in the shadow and the kids are leaving. The kids are not dead; they're not ghosts, but that character is not allowed to leave that place. And I feel like anybody that never left it potentially could have been a ghost.
Sick. See, that makes the movie like better, like to me, like having like the ending and like it was very creepy to me and ominous, and I was just like, well, holy fuck, like I don't know, man. It was a very weird movie. I don't know what the purpose of these movies are though. Like, what does this mean? What am I supposed to get out of this?
Yeah. Well, I had a question in that regard. The last thing I saw before I turned it off was it was dedicated to. It said "Amis Padres."
Yeah.
To my parents, and think about that. If this was dedicated to you and from your child, what does that say about you as parents? Like, you abandoned me, or I just made a cool movie and I want it to be dedicated to you? Like, if there's any meaning behind it, like, hey, Mom, remember how you didn't have a leg and that kid down there was talking to you?
I mean, it could be that, but he also made it, so it could be, because of you, I didn't go down this same road my friends did.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know.
I mean, you're right. It could be.
And just dedicated it to him because he could.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's probably the most plausible and best scenario. But I feel like I'd be as a parent, I'd be wondering, like, what does this mean, boy? Like, why'd you do this?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Anyway.
Yeah,
I think he's kind of interested in the idea of how, like, kids can use their imagination to kind of, sort of, I'm looking for, like, handle certain situations. Like, in his movies, the adults are always going through all this treacherous shit. Like, Pan's Labyrinth is also the Civil War, but the children, since they have the ability to kind of cover all that up with their imagination, like, and he kind of blends that with the use of monsters and it's ghosts in this one, but I don't know what he's trying to say exactly there, but maybe that kids have this ability to
escape reality,
realize, like, the realities that adults can't.
Process trauma. I mean, that's what Pan's Labyrinth is.
Right, that's what I mean. It's like they're kind of, like you said, these are like brother and sister movies.
Yeah.
You said. But I think he pulls off better, like as we've said, with like the Labyrinth when he goes down, like see like the actual fawn and the monsters in the Labyrinth. It's just more effective, I think, than just the ghost from this movie. The ghost more is like, to me, in this one serves as like the plot device to be like, it's kind of like the mystery of like, all right, how did this kid die? Who killed him? Yada yada.
Yeah, actually, if you take out there is no ghosts, it probably becomes a more interesting movie.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just go from that aspect that was just these kids, using that to deal with the trauma of this horrible place.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just, at the end of the day, they're just kids, like, but all their parents are dead from the war, and they're just like, they don't know what the fuck's going on. But at the end of the day, they just want to read comics. They just want to just do the dumb shit kids do. But what that means overall, I don't know. I don't think I know. I think he's just interested in that for some reason.
Has anyone seen Crimson Peak?
No.
Why does that sound familiar?
Yes.
It's Guillermo Del Toro.
Yeah.
Is that with Tom Hiddleston, whatever his name is?
Yeah, I've never seen it. That's why I'm asking. But yeah, he's in it.
Is it like they're old England and they're in some fucking house?
Yeah, I think so.
Sister and his fiance or whatever.
Hold on, let me.
Sounds about right.
I think I have.
Yeah,
Who's the woman is unbelievable.
Yeah, we saw that in theaters, and I remember being pretty. It's Jessica Chastain. We weren't too impressed by that. I didn't know that was him. Yeah, it was like all right, but then it did not take a good turn. I remember.
I think that's one of his lowest received.
I had no idea that was him.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nightmare Alley. Did you guys watch